Hello, everyone. My name is Mama Bonnie, and I'm so happy to see you here back at the burrow. And to all of our new friends, hello. It's so nice to meet you. How was your day? I hope it went well. And now that you're here, my day's gotten even better. For tonight's story, a mama found another Hello Kitty story that I hope you all will love as much as I do. But we can't have our story unless we're all comfy cozy. So make sure you're wearing something comfy. And don't forget to bring your favorite stuffy. I think they're gonna want to hear the story too. Don't you? Oh, well then, are we all comfy? Let's get started. Shall we? Tonight's story is A Hello Kitty and Friends, the TV star. Chapter 1, Fifi's News. Hello Kitty sat at the top of the slide. She covered her eyes with both hands before sliding all the way down to the bottom, laughing and calling as she went. Wee! It was a sunny day, and Hello Kitty couldn't think of anywhere else she would rather be than in the park with her friends. Dear Daniel followed on behind, and Tammy after that. They landed with a bump at the bottom. Now, all that they needed was for Fifi to arrive at the park and complete the group. The four of them were really good friends, and together they made up the Friendship Club. They met to do all sorts of fun things, like baking and dancing and painting. They were going to a meeting at Fifi's house that afternoon. Only it was too nice to be inside right now. So they decided to go to the park instead. Hello Kitty looked across the grass to where her mama was sitting in the shade of the trees with Hello Kitty's twin sister, Mimi, who was playing her flute. Just then, Fifi arrived and saw them. She looked very excited as she came running across the grass to join the rest of the Friendship Club. She had a scrapbook under one arm and was waving a piece of paper in the other. Hello Kitty called to dear Daniel and Tammy to come over quickly, and they ran with her to meet Fifi. She did look very excited. Oh, what could she possibly have to tell them? Fifi jumped up and down. She had just found out that she was going to be a TV presenter for a day. How super! Everyone gasped. A Hello Kitty high-fived her, and a dear Daniel and Tammy cheered. It was brilliant. Everyone wanted to ask Fifi questions, so she got them all to slow down so that she could answer them one at a time. Dear Daniel wanted to know what the show was going to be about. So Fifi told him that it was for fun and friendship. a program about family and friends. Tammy wanted to know what Fifi had to do to become a presenter. So Fifi talked all about how she made a friendship scrapbook. She had just been putting it together for fun, but her mother had seen it and sent it into the program. They had liked it so much, they asked her to go onto the show. Hello Kitty asked what was in the scrapbook. Fifi told her that the first page was all about friendship and who her friends were. But then after that, there were lots of pages, special family moments, a travel with friends, birthdays, and recipes. There were lots of glittery drawings and photos in it, and stickers too. It was beautiful. They all started chattering at once, wondering what Fifi would have to do when she was presenting the program. Fifi declared excitedly that she would be presenting a short section where she would show the viewers how to make a friendship scrapbook of their own. It sounded like really good fun. Hooray! A mama poured everyone a fizzy pink lemonade while they talked and talked, turning over the pages of Fifi's scrapbook. It had a purple cover and was decorated all over with little silver stars. Hello Kitty liked the birthdays page best. Fifi had stuck in photos of them all and labeled them with her names, their dates of birth, and some old birthday cards. Dear Daniel liked the page on travel, where Fifi had put tickets from the different trips they had been on together. There was even an old concert ticket from when they had all gone to see the band, the Fizzy Pops. Tammy liked the recipe for chocolate chip friendship muffins the best. Yummy! But the scrapbook wasn't quite finished, whispered Fifi. She wanted to put in more photos and make some more pages before she went onto the show to talk about it. But she was running out of time. Filming for the program was on Monday, just after the weekend. There wasn't long to put it all together. Hello Kitty grinned. She knew exactly who could help. The Friendship Club, of course. They could start that afternoon. Fifi grinned gratefully. The Friendship Club was the best. Chapter 2, a bit of a wobble. The Friendship Club played happily in the park for the next half an hour. Just as they were about to leave to go to Fifi's house, an ice cream van appeared at the park gates, and a mama offered to buy them all ice creams. What would they all have? A Hello Kitty just couldn't decide whether to have a chocolate delight or a strawberry surprise. Everyone ordered their treats, and Hello Kitty finally settled on a double chocolate ice cream before they headed back out through the park and down the tree-lined streets. They passed a line of shops, and eventually they reached Fifi's house. Fifi's mother opened the door and let them in. Mama White and Mimi had to go to Mimi's flute practice, so they waved goodbye and hurried off. Hello Kitty was surprised at how busy Fifi's house was. There were three painters and decorators there, all very busy painting the walls and ceilings. The Friendship Club had to climb over dust sheets and pots of paints to get to Fifi's playroom. Once they sat down, Fifi produced a whole box of crafting materials: glue, scissors, stars, glitter, and colored papers. They all sat down at the table and got cutting and sticking for their friendship scrapbook. It was a whole lot of fun. Hello Kitty started to draw little glittery hearts around the names on the birthday page. And Tammy suggested she should do them in purple to match the cover. Then Tammy drew lines to link the photos on Fifi's family page to make a family tree. It looked totally super. As they worked, they questioned Fifi about every detail of the TV show. How long would she be on TV for? What would she have to say? What would happen if she forgot her lines? Or something went wrong? Fifi got quieter and quieter and started to look a bit anxious. She hadn't really thought about things like that. The room was a hive of activity as they carried on sticking and pasting, and everyone was concentrating hard on the pages they were working on. After a while, a Hello Kitty looked over her shoulder and saw a Fifi slipping out of the room, still looking a bit worried. Where was she going? Fifi mumbled something about getting more photos. Then she disappeared. Hello Kitty looked thoughtful. Then put down the page she was working on and followed her. It wasn't like Fifi to look so anxious. Whatever could be the matter? Hello Kitty looked around. Fifi wasn't in the hallway, so she must be upstairs. Hello Kitty made her way up to the next floor, where the bedrooms were. She walked down the landing and pushed the door to Fifi's room open. Fifi was sitting on the bed. She was facing the window, but didn't seem to be looking at anything. Hello Kitty hurried over. Was Fifi okay? Fifi looked up, took a deep breath, and shook her head. Hello Kitty hugged her as Fifi told her what the problem was. She loved the idea of being a presenter and appearing on a TV show. But she realized she hadn't really thought about everything that could go wrong. What if she forgot her lines? What if she messed it all up? What if she got everything wrong? Hello Kitty was surprised. She reminded Fifi of all the ice skating competitions she had been in. She hadn't been scared doing those. But Fifi explained that somehow ice skating was different. She'd been doing it for a long time, and when she was on the ice, everything else just slipped away. It wouldn't be like that on TV. She was going to be talking, and acting in front of the cameras. Everyone would be watching. Hello Kitty hugged her tightly and asserted that Fifi would be just fine. And suddenly, she had an idea. Why didn't they have a practice run where Fifi could do her talk for the Friendship Club, just like a dress rehearsal for a play? If she could do her talk in front of her friends, doing it in front of the camera would be easy. Fifi still looked unsure and breathed that maybe Hello Kitty would be better at this than her. Perhaps she should get her mother to phone up the show and see if Hello Kitty could do it instead. Hello Kitty declared loudly that she shouldn't be silly. Fifi was going to do the talk perfectly. There wasn't anything to worry about. She just needed to get her scrapbook completely ready and have a proper practice. To get her started, Hello Kitty reminded Fifi that she had come up here to get some more photos. Oh, yes. Fifi dived under her bed and pulled out a box. The box was a beautiful glittery gold, had pretty pearls stuck on it. Fifi whispered that she always hid anything secret, like the box, under her bed when she didn't want her little brother or sister to find it. They never thought to look there. Hello Kitty giggled. Fifi pulled out some photos and laid them on the floor. Hello Kitty held up a photo of Fifi as a baby in her parents' arms, with her tongue stuck out, and giggled some more. Fifi looked over and laughed. She did look rather funny in that one. And what about this one? Fifi in her first nativity play. She was dressed up as a sheep. They could all go on the special family moments page. Soon, the two friends were both laughing and giggling, and Fifi looked much happier. Perhaps everything would be okay after all. Hello Kitty and Fifi eventually put the photos away and went back downstairs. Tammy and dear Daniel looked up. Where had they been? They wanted to know. Fifi took a deep breath and explained that she had been feeling a bit nervous about the show, but that Hello Kitty had made her feel much better. They were going to have a dress rehearsal tomorrow where Fifi could practice in front of them all. Tammy and dear Daniel smiled. That was a great idea. Not only that, but Hello Kitty had just thought of something even better. Maybe they should do something to take Fifi's mind off the TV show over the weekend. A trip to Waterworld, the water park, not too far away. That would be just the thing. As everyone squealed and nodded, a Hello Kitty clapped her hands. She would ask Momma today if they could go on Saturday. Everyone smiled at each other and agreed. A trip to Waterworld was just what they needed. Chapter 3, A Practice Run. At school the next day, everyone was just as excited about the TV show as the friendship club had been. They crowded around Fifi, asking her lots of questions, and looking at the scrapbook. Hello Kitty glanced worriedly at her friend from behind the crowd. Oh, what if all these questions made Fifi feel nervous again? But luckily, Fifi seemed to be all right. Their form teacher, Miss Davy, clapped her hands and asked everyone to sit down at their desks. They had a lot to get through. For the rest of the day, the class worked hard at their story writing and maths and on their art projects. The bell finally rang at the end of the day, and as they came out of the classroom and into the bright sunshine, Fifi chatted happily. Momma was there to pick them all up and take them back to Hello Kitty's house for the big dress rehearsal. As soon as they arrived, the friends got down to work, cutting and pasting. When the scrapbook was finally ready, Fifi cleared the table and laid out everything she needed to explain how to make a friendship a scrapbook. Just like she would on TV. Tammy, Hello Kitty, and dear Daniel sat on the floor in front of her and waited patiently. It was time for Fifi to begin her talk. First, she spoke about her family and friendship and the special people she had put in her scrapbook. There was her family, her mama, papa, and naughty little brother and sister. And there was everyone in the friendship club, of course. Fifi had to try not to smile as she said, Hello Kitty, Tammy, and dear Daniel's names. She tried to pretend she was doing the talk for real and talked about each of her friends, explaining why they were so special. She started with dear Daniel, saying how much he loved sports, making models, and all animals, even the creepy crawlies. Then she went on about what a good listener a Tammy was, and how she made up the best stories, and played fun tricks. When it was Hello Kitty's turn, Hello Kitty couldn't keep the smile off her face as Fifi praised her for being organized, stylish, and the best friend ever. Fifi showed them how to make a page with photos of each friend and a list of their special qualities underneath. Then she started to talk about the birthdays page. Hello Kitty was the first page she held up with her birthday beside it, the 1st of November. Because it was the first of the month, it was easy to remember. But by having a friendship birthday page, it made it hard to forget anyone's. Fifi cut out some old birthday cards and showed how she had pasted them into the book. Then she showed them how to stick photos and stickers all around the different people and link them with lines to make a family and a friendship tree. When Fifi finally held it up for everyone to see, it looked very pretty and sparkly. She smiled. So that was how you made a friendship scrapbook. Her friends gave her a round of applause, and Fifi beamed. See, Hello Kitty smiled and pointed out how easy it could be when you were on a roll, just like when Fifi was ice skating, and that once you get into it, you could forget that anyone was there. Fifi beamed. That's exactly how it had been. She was starting to feel a whole lot better about the TV show. Perhaps she would be able to do it after all. And after their trip to Waterworld the next day, she was sure everything would be okay. The Friendship Club agreed. Fifi was going to be brilliant. And now then, little ones, I think because this is a longer story, Mama's gonna have to leave it here for tonight. Oh, but don't you worry. Mama promises to read the end next time. But until then, get all snuggled up underneath your blanket. Hold your favorite stuffy tight, 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 so they know they are loved. Oh, and dream some wonderful dreams. And while you're having those wonderful dreams, I'll get our story ready for next time. How does that sound? And always remember, Mama Bonnie loves you very, very much. Good night.